Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Monday, September. Well, we're recording this on Friday because it's a holiday today. So, what's going to be Monday? Monday, September the
Six.
6th, right? Yes.
Yep.
And this is the Dojo Live recap show where we take 10 minutes to recap last week's shows. Last week we had some amazing shows, and rather than just take the day off because it's a holiday, we decided, we should record in advance and then broadcast it at 12 o'clock because they were just really that good. So here we
They
are.
were good.
I'm joined by Kim Lantis and Carlos Ponce, both from Mexico, and I'm Tulio Sergusa. Thanks for joining us. So we had three shows last week. The first show was product led growth for B2B developer tool companies with Shimon Tolts, who's the CEO and co founder of Dattree. And then we had What the Future of Sales Means for Humans with Josh Blank, who's the founder and CEO at Otto. And finally, Using Technology to Improve Health Outcomes with David Franklin, who's the founder and CEO at KnowRX Health.
Mhm.
Great shows, very entertaining. I love that conversation with Josh Blank at Otto talking about the future of sales and how you can use much more automation, but also personalize that automation. That's the key
Mhm.
thing. It's not enough to just have like a good journey or email sequence. It's personalizing the message. That's the key thing. It's leveraging the information that you're learning about someone you want to reach or the company you want to reach and personalizing it. And the combination of those things are key. And the technology plays a big role in enabling that
Yeah.
to make that possible. What about you guys? What came up for you guys on the three shows?
Wow. Well, that's easy for me, Tulio. I mean, definitely the one. I'm sorry, King. I'm gonna steal this from you because I know you liked it too. But I'm Shimon told
I
Shimon
like them all.
told Shimon told. Yeah, I like them all, but Shimon told was very special for me because for a number of reasons. Number one, I think he was able to take a highly, let's call it, well, at least for me, highly complex topic or type of business scenario that is based a lot in complex technology, and just
Mhm.
bring it to the world in a way that it was so entertaining. Right? It was like
Yeah, he's
so.
a hoot.
Yeah, so fascinating and engaging. So the whole thing about product-led growth, for example, B2B developer tools companies. So it is for the layman, might sound esoteric, but to me it was like, wow, I gotta learn more about this, and I now I have a clear understanding of what product-led growth is. So
Mhm.
yeah, and but bottom line, it was so entertaining. It was so amusing. It was like I was fascinated by the fact that I couldn't keep my eyes off of Shimon because of this.
Yeah,
So
Shimon's hilarious. Like, he's a really great storyteller, really
Hmm.
fascinating, fun
yeah,
show. What I appreciate about his show also is it was great to learn from him because the focus was less about Dattree and what they're doing, Kubernetes platform or something. I know Carlos threw a question in the show at some
of
point.
course.
Can you tell us what Kubernetes is?
What the heck is Kubernetes? I have no clue. No freaking clue.
It's a coffee
But
maker.
yeah, but he was
That's easy.
focused on what he's passionate about and what he sees working with Dattree, and that's product-led growth, and essentially shifting how sales are done. No longer having that traditional sales path of top-down decision makers, but rather letting the people who are using the product lead the growth of the product and actually sell itself in that way. And it's really fitting, I think, for the newer generations, how companies are beginning to self-manage and just the type of empowerment that people are expecting more and more. And so product-led growth, I think, is really where it's at in that sense. And linking it back to what Josh was talking about with Otto and using AI. When it comes to sales, we can see that there's a shift happening, whether that's with product-led growth or the need to be using technology. In this case, with Otto, that giving those at the top of the sales funnel that edge of that grunt work, that research sort of being done for them, and then filling in the blank in a way where you still get to choose and you still have the power to personalize that message, which is going to be more attractive again to the newer generation of that. That's the expectation of what more and more people are expecting with engagement. And finally, we've got yesterday's talk. David Franklin, founder and CEO of KnowRX. Really great platform. Julia, did you want to talk about that one, or should I keep going?
Well, yesterday would have been it was Sunday, so that was
Oh,
technically
That's
Thursday.
right. Fridays. Thursdays.
I
Friday.
know,
I
I
love
know. It
these.
is
yeah.
what
This
it
is
is.
the last time
I
we do
just
this, people.
before we go into that, I just wanted to say all I kept thinking about when I kept hearing Shimon speak is how he simplifies very complex things and makes it easy to understand. And you could
right.
listen to him all day long. And that's the beautiful thing about it. And I kept thinking, one of our hiring standards is not only that people have the tech skills that they need to have, but can they explain complex term in an easy way to understand it? And I kept thinking, man, if he wasn't like some multiple times exit guy with his own company, he'd be a great hire for us. So that's what I kept thinking. Anyway,
To work
yeah,
with him.
a conversation with David Franklin at Known RX was very eye opening in the sense that they're really taking on the charge to help us as consumers understand medicine,
Mhm.
understand the side effects, understand the impact combination of medicine can have on us. And it's beyond that sheet that you get with your prescription, which is like, so tiny and it's all technical jargon. It's designed to help regular consumers who are not pharmacists
Mhm.
understand the interaction and the relationship that this enhances with the doctor as well, the ability to give feedback to the doctor and have all that facilitated with technology. I think it's brilliant. There's a lot more that can be done there because unfortunately, there are a lot of people who end up sadly even dying because of complication from medications. That's what
Mhm.
happened with his own dad, and that's what spurred up him wanting to at least help everybody else avoid that.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is going to be really groundbreaking, not only for the users, those people who need to take medication regularly. This is something a couple years ago when my daughter Zoe was born. I suffered from HELP syndrome, and coming out of the hospital, I don't even remember. I think there was like 6 or 7 different medications that I needed to take. Uh, all throughout for several weeks, and it was quite confusing. I ended up putting alarms on my phone, and I remember feeling insecure about that. And so with an application like this, I think it's going to be amazing for users. And I think it's also really worth noting how the true importance also of connecting with the pharmaceuticals companies so that they can actually amplify their research and what's happening on the ground. And I think it's just going to be really fascinating what they come up with in the next year or two. Definitely one to keep your eye on for health
So
tech.
if you missed any of these shows, it's easy to watch them. Just go on dojo.live. That's our URL. Dojo.live. Pretty simple to remember. You can watch that show and almost 400 other shows that are on there anytime you want. Carlos, what do we got coming up for the rest of the week? Tomorrow and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What do we got coming up? I think, actually, I'm sorry. I think we have just Tuesday and Wednesday, and
Yeah.
Thursday we have a
Oh,
rebroadcast. What do we got
exactly.
coming?
Exactly. We only have 2 live shows, Julio. Next Tuesday we're gonna be speaking with Paul. Help me out with the pronunciation, guys. Hanges or Hanges or I don't know how to pronounce it to be
I
honest.
guess
But
He'll let
anyway,
us know and we'll say it correctly on
Hanges,
Tuesday's show.
Hanges. Anyway, Mr. Paul Hanges or Hanks, the CEO actually. So at Jib Jab, the topic: innovating in a box, how to push the limits while remaining true to the business mission. That's on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be speaking with Pramod Rahija, the CEO of Airgility. And Airgility is an interesting company. He hasn't sent me the topic, but this is a company that is dedicated, and I quote, making a big social impact by creating unparalleled aerial unmanned systems that can fly anywhere, including areas where there is limited or no GPS. So I look
Mhm.
forward to what's behind that on that particular show. And that's what we have for next week, guys.
See you guys tomorrow.
I guess.
See you tomorrow.